Hi guys, I'm Mike.
And I'm Stephen.
And this is Indy Fanatics, your home for IndyCar content with weekly podcasts and feature videos. Welcome back to the channel, guys, and to another episode of the IndyCar Podcast. And as it was a fairly quiet one on the news front this week, we thought we would do, again, something a little bit different on the channel. And as you know, we've always been kind of honest. We're new fans from last year was the first kind of proper year we were following IndyCar. So, as always with our History of IndyCar series, we're kind of learning about it.
Yeah.
So we thought, you know, what might be quite fun is to react to some of the closest finishes in IndyCar history. Now, I think it's a video on the IndyCar channel. It was released 5 years ago, so I don't know if there's closest finish there. I'm going to assume that they're all ovals.
Yeah.
Because ovals do tend to produce the closest finishes right down to the line in terms of cars side by side. But I could be wrong. But we'll see on that front.
2020 was pretty close finish. Indy 500. There was 3 of them, all by the line.
I don't think caution finishes count, Stephen. I don't think that we're going to see.
There was only about
there.
0.1 between the front 3. Unbelievable.
Perfect.
I was on the edge of my seat.
Unbelievable. There you go. Stephen was buzzing after that. Oh god. But yes, anyway, that is going to be the main part of the video. So we'll get it up and we'll have like a window on screen with commentary as we kind of watch that video, and you can guys get our reaction to it. We haven't watched the video before, so it's going to be cool.
Yeah.
To see. So I think it's about 7 minutes. But anyway, start of it though, we will round up the one news there was is that there was testing 2 days ago, I think, when this video goes out. Yep. At Barber.
Yes.
Yeah, because they were out there yesterday as we're recording on Tuesday.
Yes.
They're not there today. Anyway, they're at Barber, obviously the season opener for the 2021 IndyCar season. And we had Penske there, we had Ed Carpenter Racing there, we had AJ Foyt Racing there, and we also had Dale Coyne making their first testing appearance of the season with both of their new drivers there, with Ed Jones in the Sealmaster number 18 car, and of course Roman Grosjean coming across into the car partnered with Rick Ware Racing in the number 51. Yes. We're going to give you the top 5. And then we're going to leave in the comments down below David Land's video and roundup of the IndyCar testing, because he did a very good job as usual. If you want news that kind of comes out right as it is almost released, or within a couple of hours of your window, David Land is definitely your man. But yeah, Stephen, who came out on top?
The Dutchman, Rinus VeeKay for Ed Carpenter Racing, looking very strong at Barber.
I think it was a surprise pace, wasn't it?
Yeah. And the big thing about this testing, of course, it is at Barber, which is now the new season opener. So it's testing, it's unofficial testing even. And so there's limited amount what you can take from it. But if the pace is there, VeeKay could be looking for a bright start to the season. Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, he had a very strong end to the season. Road courses, obviously what he's stronger at, coming from his European background, predominantly road courses as you go up the junior ladder. There in his pole position at the Harvest GP race 1.
Yep.
I believe it was there. So he was good there, but also surprisingly, Connor Daly, the other Ed Carpenter Racing driver, was 4th. So you had both Ed Carpenter Racing guys in the top 4 in testing.
Connor Daly? Mm-hmm. He was 5th.
He was 5th. There you go.
Apologies.
Ruined it. Will Powell was 4th. But yeah, he was 2nd.
He was 2nd. 2nd indeed was, I should have remembered it. I looked at it like 2 minutes ago.
And maybe another surprise contender.
Sebastian Bourdais, of course it is Sebastian Bourdais. For AJ Foyt Racing. Looking very strong again.
I think we all know Sebastian, vastly experienced IndyCar driver, and Barber is one of his better tracks that he's at as well. And
think Barber and then St. Peter's, the first 2 races. AJ Foyt would definitely probably be looking towards a podium.
Well, strong points finishes. Podium may be out of reach in terms of... you don't know how the race unfolds, but for how AJ Foyt have been over the past couple of seasons at the very least, it was, good to see Sebastian really up there. And I remember going back to 2020 when, he jumped in. He was meant to do some part-time races for AJ Foyt in 2020 before COVID. But he was right up at the top of the timing charts at COTA as well.
Yeah.
And obviously we know he got that P4 at the end of the season at St. Pete. So Sebastian Bourdais is really back to kind of be... I can't see him being a title contender with AJ Foyt. I just don't think over the course of the season they have the resources to do so. But could they challenge for podiums and race wins over the course of the season? Potential. There's pace in that car.
Definitely. Yeah.
And P3 and P4, Stephen.
Yes, I know these ones. It's Graham Rahal and Will Power in P3, P4. Graham Rahal's the fastest Honda out there, and in a Chevy world of the fastest runners. He did the most laps and looking very solid. Looking very solid indeed. And Will Power, he had a bit of a slow first testing, but looking back on the pace at Barber, which a track that suits him.
I mean, it's Graham Rahal is better on the road courses, I would say traditionally.
Yep.
From what the brief we've seen, obviously if people want to comment down below and dispute that fact, but certainly he seems to be better on the road courses, and it's a positive sign for Rahal Letterman Racing, and it's a positive sign for IndyCar because, in both sets of testing, we've now had it at Sebring and at Barber now. Obviously, we didn't have Andretti and Chip Ganassi, 2 of the top guys within the series.
Or McLaren
as well, who Pato very much impressed at the second test at Sebring after the Daytona 24. I think it just sets up... We keep saying that this IndyCar season is going to be so close and there's so many contenders for the title, but it generally shows you can't take from testing, running different programs, some running qualifying sims, some running race sims. But I don't know, that the fact that in the top 5 we've had every member other than Dale Coyne in the top 5 at some point is pretty impressive. And Dale Coyne, obviously, it was their first outing, so you weren't really expecting them to do that. The other teams were probably going to be a little bit further ahead as well.
And especially 2 drivers that are coming back into the sport.
Exactly.
Well, Grosjean entering for the sport the first time.
Correct. Yeah. But that was the top 5. Oh, no, sorry.
Well, I was going to say special note to Romain Grosjean. Not looking too far off the pace. Obviously, he had a bit of an off that reduced his running. I think he only got 80 odd laps in. I think 83. And he really wasn't that far off. I think he was like a 10th off Ed Jones. Possibly. Or a few tenths off.
Well, I think he was a 10th off Takuma Sato.
Yes. And maybe a 3 or 4 tenths off Ed Jones. Which... For a guy that's his last experience in a race car was, of course, that accident in Bahrain, to come back in with the aero screen, no power steering, less downforce than he's used to, not too bad.
It's a big adaptation period. It isn't literally just like transferring across series.
Exactly.
The Indy car and a Formula One car are vastly different, and each come with their own challenges. Driving as well. So it was an impressive one. Obviously people will note the fact that he went off, but so did Sebastian Bourdais during the course of the morning. But I think, Grosjean spoke positively about it and about his experience and always learning, and it is going to take an adaptation. If you were expecting Romain Grosjean to come flying out the blocks, I think that's a little bit far off the mark, but maybe 2, 3, 4 races in as he adapts into the car, we could really get to have a good grasp of what Roman might do.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Looking forward to it.
Absolutely. But like we said, check out David Land's video for a full, more comprehensive rundown of testing. He goes through everyone's timings And obviously, he was following a little bit more closely, obviously being in the States, and better connected. So the depth of that was probably better. And we thought, better to just direct you towards David Land on this one. And we would do something a little bit different, as we always do here on Indy Fanatics. But, okay. Is it time? Do you want to get into this reaction video?
It's time.
Closest finishes in IndyCar history.
Yeah.
We're ready. Let's go for it. Okay. Plug in. So obviously, guys, we'll put a window up on the screen so you can watch as well. We should have audio here. We're just going to start
off with the 2020 Indy 500.
No. Okay. Right. Here we go.
Here we go. Top 10 closest finishes in IndyCar history.
Let's go. Right. 2003 Firestone Indy 400 at the Michigan International Speedway.
Alex Barone, was it?
Baron.
Sam Hornick.
Get a bit fancy with
Brand
it.
new Chevrolet
Sounds a bit better than Baron.
engine being chased by Toyotas. A Baron, Schefter, Sharp, Dixon, and Takagi.
Oh, he's going on the outside of turn 3.
Here we go. They go side by side into 3. Coming for the line. Coming for the flag.
I just love how close. Like, obviously, it looks slow with the speed of the camera. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus. 0.0121 seconds. That is crazy. And to hold it on the outside as well. Well, we'll just pause quickly, go. Yeah, I just always find it amazing. You know, the TV never does them justice, but that's flying. I don't know what the speed is at Michigan Motor Speedway, but that's got to be at least in the 150, 60 mile an hour.
Yeah,
type of ones. I don't know if they get as quick as how they do at Indy, because obviously it's a longer oval.
Yeah.
But yeah, geez, so quick, and just holding it, that control. To not lose it at all, and obviously the aero deficiency as well. That's insane to just kind of go across the line there. Anyway, 2005 Argent Mortgage.
Every time I'm going to feel bad for the guy in second.
I think you will. Winner TK, Tony Kanaan.
0.012 the gap here.
Who will win in Kansas? Look at this grandstand. Everybody's standing up.
Is that TK in the 7-11 livery? So this is the Andretti green years. Oh my god. Is that 3 in there?
Then fine for it.
No, 2.
Who will he side on to sort of help slipstream? As they come out of turn number 4, it's Dan Weldon on the inside. Tony Kanaan, his teammate.
Whoa!
Tries to slip to the outside.
Oh my god,
It's Tony Kanaan at the line.
TK just nabbed on the outside again. I'm seeing a pattern here.
If you go on the outside, you're going to win
When
an
I
oval.
race in
But
the Indy 500,
my prediction of
look on the
closest
outside.
finishes in IndyCar history, well, we've had 2 out of 2 have been ovals, and 2002 Boomtown 500, the Texas Motor Speedway, that's 3 out of 3 ovals. I think it's going to be a 10 out of 10. Yeah, it is top 10 closest, so yeah, it's going to be a 10 out of 10 here. This is just fractionally closer for the 2002. Oh, Jeff Ward.
White flag comes out. We're going to start the final lap with
Obviously going to be our first oval of the 2021 season as well,
over
Texas.
83,000 people here, and they're all standing up and cheering.
It's going to be 4 cars?
No, surely it's just the 2. Maybe 3.
Now goes down to protect that bottom. Here comes
Oh, the
Jeff
Target
Ward.
sponsorship.
Looking high, he's high. Car high.
Car high.
As much as I love Scott Dixon's blue and orange one, the Target livery was kind of iconic,
Checkered
I
flag
think.
is out ahead. And
On the
Jeff
outside
Ward
again.
takes
Jesus, was that
Jeff
it?
Ward
Oh
by
my
inches.
god.
The outside.
Obviously, we've just got a freeze frame for you guys on screen there. That's mental.
On the outside is the way to go. You think inside is the shortest distance? No. Sling it on the outside.
I wonder if there are any Indy 500 ones that make the list here. Because
2020.
obviously losing any race by a fine margin is a thing. But if there's like an Indy 500 on here, losing the biggest race by a margin like this, that's
Jeez,
heartbreaking.
yeah.
That's literally like the difference between, national fame and being a trivia question. Who nearly won the Indy 500 in X number of years?
Oh.
That's crazy. Right, next one up. Chicagoland, Sam Hornish Jr. Nope. Oh my God, we're now into the thousands.
No,
thousands.
Yeah, under thousands. Yeah. Must just have a caution before everyone's bunched up.
Hornish was a Penske driver, so I presume he's in the Pennzoil car. It's going to be the outside again, isn't it? Oh my God! Whoa!
Oh, on the inside! Oh my God! Oh my God!
What? Okay.
Go
Oh
back.
my God! Yeah, okay. Well, I don't know if I'll screw up the recording here.
There we go. Don't play.
I mean, that's insane. That is actually insane. That's like a horse race where they're just trying to get a nudge a nose in front. That's right. Okay. First to second is close. Second to third. Look at that. I would love to see the time gap between second to third.
You'll get on the podium. Everyone's happy.
Is that a millionth of a second? Is that what they break down? But
There's tens of thousands.
Also, where did Scott come from?
I know.
He just popped out of nowhere and suddenly you're like, whoa!
Inside.
Scotty Dixon.
He had a rocket booster on the back. Kentucky, 2011.
Ed Carpenter.
One more lap to go. Carpenter led that lap.
Stick with it, buddy. You can do this.
Now watch Scott Dixon as he's going to take a look to the outside.
On the outside.
Push the passes, and Carpenter has one lap.
Oh, that could be the difference. They go down the backstretch and
Come on, buddy.
race into turn number 3.
Don't tell me this is going to be someone on
Ed
the
Carpenter
inside
be able to
winning.
get his first
This is
win of the
unheard of.
IndyCar Series. Here they come to the line.
Whoa!
And it is
Carpenter.
Ed
That's
Carpenter
mental.
wins.
If the finish line was about a meter later on,
He'd lost.
yeah.
That
On the
They
inside.
were literally just nicking it. I mean, we've had our first insight. I've lost count. Where are we?
What do you mean?
What number are we? I think this is about 5 or
I
6.
think this is 5.
Texas Motor
We
Speedway.
go in lower.
Texas Motor Speedway. Here we go. 2002 Chevy 500. Back at Texas.
Sam Hornish Jr.
Great Speedway. Will we have a close finish at Texas this year? Let us know in the comments below.
Hopefully.
One to go. All over your butt. Stay tight. Stay tight.
And these guys know it.
Still side
Is this
by
going to be
side.
4?
Hornish Jr. had the
4
lead
fine for it?
by inches as they crossed the line last time.
Yeah, I don't know which one Sam Hornish is in. I presume he's in the Pennzoil.
Might be a livery there.
They come
Well, yeah, I mean, both are Penske cars.
Oh!
Jesus. Actually, just the end there. They both almost lose it. Sam almost bins it into a wall. I don't think we're going to get any Indy 500s on here. I can't remember what the closest finish is. But I'm pretty sure Sam Hornish Jr. is involved in that. So Sam Hornish Jr. has made... he is the guy that, if it's going down neck and neck, you want to be backing that.
Backing him.
In-play betting. It wouldn't have been a thing back then. Obviously, bet responsibly.
We're now down to 0.0077 seconds.
I mean, this is getting stupidly close. Right, okay. First one at Chicagoland. These obviously, it's interesting to see some of these tracks, obviously, that people have put in, when we've done the dream calendars, it's kind of ovals to see back.
It's absolutely gutting if he comes
But now what Briscoe wants to do, he wants to maintain that position on the high side and hopefully get a run off of 4.
And he's getting help from Marias. Mario Marias comes
Oh,
back.
those-
Jimmy Vasser said the car
touch
was this
it?
fast, but now it's fast. He's helping him.
And he's got momentum.
Is it going to be a return to the outside? Actually, Hornish won the outside last one as well, didn't he?
Win, and who is it going to
Look
be?
at that, Briscoe.
Briscoe has
Oh
the
my
advantage and he gets the win.
How close are they as well? That was between
Briscoe.
Scotty Dixon as well. I mean, obviously that's just past the line there, but that just kind of puts in perspective that just I think this is where oval racing doesn't get enough credit. People just like, you just turn left.
Exactly, yeah.
But it's the margins for error. Like, people go, obviously racing on a street circuit, there's no room for error. Well, racing on an oval, that margin for error is even smaller. Like, it's literally mental. Like, the gap between them, obviously they've got simplified aero in terms of that, but it only takes anything. If they lock wheels there, that's a huge crash.
Well, they looked super close going around that last corner.
Yeah, that was mental. And you're also going, it only takes like, I don't know, any sort of poor exit or traction out of it for someone just to almost narrowly go into the back of someone as well. Yeah. Like, the car control of drivers on oval racing is like insane.
Ridiculous.
So insane.
0.0051.
Back at Kansas, or have we been at Kansas, or it's Kentucky, wasn't it?
Teammate on your outside, very important right now.
Still outside. Go get ahead of him. He's on your right rear.
Still undecided. Buddy came off of 2 a little bit better. Now they thunder into turn 3. Final 2 corners in this run here, and it's still a question
2 by 2.
The
top 6.
Back just a bit now. He pulls up alongside and at the line.
Inside 1. Inside 1. Look at that go.
At first, the computer gave us Mira, and then it gave us Rice.
The computer gave 2 different winners. Jesus Christ, that was ridiculous.
I mean,
going quicker.
We're going. How does it get even closer? Like, it doesn't physically look possible that it could be closer, and yet then again it's like going 0.005. That's impressive. 0.003. I mean, what is the closest? I'm excited. What is the closest finish in IndyCar history?
Get to?
I've no idea what it is. Helio. Here we go, another Penske lad.
Guess all these have been created by a late caution in the race.
Looks like he's going to be in the lead for the white flag lap.
That looks pretty spread out.
Yeah, this does.
Here he was 1 year ago in the very same position, but he did not have enough ethanol.
2008 champion, of course.
He doesn't have to worry this time. Down the backstretch. Scott Dixon looking to
Who's
set
the number
record,
6? I presume that's Briscoe.
Looking to win the championship.
In the other Marlboro.
Here he comes out of turn number 4. Dixon with
obviously, if you want to find out who's
the race goes.
Scott done it.
To Dixon. He gets him right at the stripe.
Who's that?
So
Who's
he
gone?
wins the race and the championship and the $1 million that goes with it.
What?
Electronic scoring said by 1/1000th of a second that it was Dixon.
Oh
but
my
yet when
God!
you saw the
Dixon
video,
was coming back.
One more look at it. It
We
was
passed him, didn't he? Passed him.
Yeah.
His second win.
That is literally the fine margin. But it's proven. If you can get strangely enough, always, if you're like going on road and street courses, it's like, if you can get the inside line, you're basically doing a good job to defend. You're asking, right, you've got to do the hard job of going on the outside.
Yeah.
On the oval, it's like, no, you take the inside.
You do.
That's going to be your tough line. Well, I guess you've got to do as less turning as possible, because then you get scrub on the tyres, don't you? I suppose the more you corner, the more speed you lose, because you're going to have to... Like, the angle of the tyres isn't being as straight as possible. I guess you've probably got to keep
the Helio
tyres as straight as
slingshotted
possible.
past Dixon.
Oh, crazy.
On that last corner.
Actually crazy. But yeah, I was saying about the Marlboro, obviously, sponsorship livery there. If you want to check out, that's going to be the feature video this week. We're going to be looking into the loss of the Marlboro sponsorship in IndyCar back in 1972. But yeah. Let's carry on with this.
But yet, when you saw the video and get one more look at it, it was the number 3 second win of the year.
And Elio, do you know you won the race?
Too many cautions.
I did. I just found out. I'm like, hey,
for having a nice
I thought that was my hat. They my hat back.
They got to switch hats.
Oh no, it's okay. I mean, this is the IndyCar champion. So again, it was a great effort. It was a great team effort. This guy
That's
here.
Crazy. It was so close that they even gave Scott the hat.
And Hilo didn't even realise he won.
Just stay there. I follow you, and it was awesome. It was a great finish.
Because Scott came charging past Helio.
Okay.
After the finish.
Chicagoland, Delphi Indy. Again, who's the man? Sam Hornick Jr. Jesus, no way.
Paul, there's not a spectator in these stands today that is sitting down right now.
There's not a spectator in the stands who's sitting down right now.
Heading into turn 3.
3 abreast.
On the final lap. Now Buddy Lazier comes up to take a look to the inside.
Jeez.
The line is so fine. I'm like, are they passed? Where's it gone?
Unofficially, it's Hornet
0.024.
who takes the win. Oh boy, it was amazingly close.
Jeez, I hope
Hornet
you get
with
zoom
his
on this
7th
one.
career win, and at 24 thousandths of a second.
That's
Look at that, right there, at 24 thousandths. What is it, 3 inches?
I mean, that's
noses are
literally
basically
mental.
level. Outside, winner's choice.
If you go, you got to go on the outside.
That's the closest. That's the closest.
That's it. Oh God, yeah, that's it. This is the closest finish in IndyCar history, right there. Admire this moment, right there. That's it. That is it. But wow,
Yeah, there we go.
they were spectacular. Those finishes, and no surprise, they were all oval finishes.
Yeah.
You
called it.
Yep. I mean, come on, by their very nature, oval racing is designed to have close finishes. That's its biggest appeal.
Yeah.
You know, road and street courses, you have obviously, the battling and the fights in between, and you have kind of close finishes and battles without. But usually, a race will be decided like a couple of corners out, even the closest finishes. You know, I'm trying to think F1 wise. One of the closest ones probably is Mansell Senna in Monaco.
In Monaco, yeah.
Where they were literally following each other for, I don't know, what was it, about 10 laps, last 10 laps, something like that.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's pretty much as close as you get. Where ovals, yeah, by their very nature, you can get cars going 2-3 abreast. It was in some of the cases. What was that mad one? Where Scott Dixon narrowly missed out, and the first and seconds were he snuck up on the inside just out of nowhere, going 3 abreast.
Nick's second, didn't he?
Yeah, just by a fine amount.
Yeah, there's 2 of those, yeah.
I wonder if the second to third margin there was closer than that last
Possibly,
one,
yeah.
first and second, because that seems so close. It was literally just like right almost the tip of the nose was there. But yeah, I mean, let us know in the comments below. Did you think this video was a bit of a dud? Did you go, oh, what are you guys reacting to? Or did you want to, I suppose when we've got 3 times in the podcast, you can obviously throw suggestions and stuff that you'd like us to watch from IndyCar history and recommend them in the video below that we can watch and for you guys, and you can see our reaction to it as we go and progress. We'll try not to watch too many of these videos so we kind of get our fresh reaction. Never watched that. That was just insane.
Remember, if you're in an IndyCar race, go for the outside.
On an oval.
On an oval.
Indy 500 winner this year is going to win on the outside. That's it. I'm calling it. Bang. If it's not under
Unless your name is Ed Carpenter, and then go for the inside all day.
Yeah.
He was the only one to pull it off. Confirmed, Ed Carpenter, GOAT.
Okay.
Greatest of all time.
There you go. You heard it here first. Ed Carpenter is the GOAT. And on that note, it's probably a perfect time to kind of end the podcast. But yeah, let us know what you thought in the comments below. If you'd like to obviously give it a thumbs up, we dislike to give it a thumbs down. And if you're new around here, or haven't done so already, Stephen, what can they do? And I've completely stuffed up your thing because I mentioned giving thumbs up and thumbs down.
I'll skip that bit. You can subscribe and ding that bell.
Ding it! There we go. Oh, but yeah, hope it was a bit of fun for you guys today. We hope you've enjoyed it. So for now, you Indy fans, keep racing.